France. I went to Cannes
Yes, it did
in
look. Oh
summer.
yeah, you did look very fun.
And yeah, and I met a lot of men with money there because the festival was a marketing, advertising and marketing
Right, yeah,
festival, and there's
yeah.
a lot of money in advertising.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the men I was meeting there were white and rich. And what was interesting was I was out there to network, but I found the networking really hard because it felt robotic. Like I got to go up to them and try and force this convo. So for the first 3 days I was out there, I was feeling really frustrated and defeated because I was trying to network with these men and nothing was given. Then I was like, you know what? I'm going to revert to what I know. Just put on tight dress, put the corset.
Oh no.
Oh, it worked.
Did it? No, but I'm saying like it's so annoying that it worked.
Yeah, because
Because it's
you
like
have to
it's
have
proving your
intent.
point. It's like
Yes.
I tried to do it, but
Girl, let me
now I
tell you what
went.
I did. So I was at one of these industry parties out in south of France, and I decided I'm going to play a little game with myself. I'm going to pick 5 men in the room whose shoes I genuinely like.
Yeah.
And obviously this is advertising industry, so it's majority white people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not my comfort zone to really talk to white people, but I had to challenge myself. So
Right.
I was like, all right, I'm going to pick 5 men whose shoes I genuinely like. And what I did was, okay, first guy, I see him standing next to another guy talking, and I noticed he's wearing Jordans, and I like the colorway. I went up to him, I was like, excuse me, I'm so sorry to interrupt this conversation. I just want to say I love your Jordans. Where did you get them from?
Oh, look at you.
Where did you get them from? And I'm doing shaking breast. I'm saying, where did you get Jordans from? Because his eyes going. And then he's like, oh, I got it in Barcelona. Barcelona? Swear that's. I knew you got it somewhere outside of London because I'm from London. We don't have them kind of colorways in London. You must have great style. What do you do? Oh, I'm a CEO. Oh, you're a CEO. Oh, wow. I love that. What is your role involved you doing? And then they were asking, what do you do? Oh, I'm a Sunday Times #1 best-selling author. And then they were like, oh my God, really? Because they're not expecting that because they're seeing breast and
Right.
And then they're interested in talking. And then what they do is they're like, oh, we got LinkedIn. Yes, let's connect on LinkedIn. Then I send them a selfie as the DM on LinkedIn.
Okay.
So it's kind of flirting, but it's also genuinely like opening up room for a connection. And now a lot of those men, they're still keeping up with what I'm doing. They're still watching stories, you know. So at least when I go back to south of France,
You can.
I can at least I started somewhere. Some people might argue that, oh, as a woman, you shouldn't have to flirt with a man to be able to network. But I found if you really deeped how men are,
I agree.
they give women opportunities based on how attractive. I can't change that, so I'm gonna use it to my advantage.
Someone literally said that to my friend the other day. They was like, "You are not." They literally said to her, a guy who is like he owns like a restaurant, whatever. He said, "I know girls that are not as attractive as you who use their looks. You're not using your looks enough to get what you need." And he goes, and you're smart, and you're not even using your exterior. He said you should be using it more. And he, in a weird, he didn't mean it in a.
It doesn't sound like a dig. I get exactly what he's
not
saying.
Even in a slimy way. He was even like trying to say to her, like, you are losing out on opportunities because there's women out there that are using everything they've got that to get further, and they'll get further than you, because he was almost saying, like you're saying, men, that's what they.
I can verify that what he's saying, unfortunately, is true, because in my community of dominatrixes, what's fascinating and ironic about this lifestyle is looks, as in like being stereotypically or societally pretty. That means nothing. The doms that I know who are the highest earners and most successful are very I don't want to be rude. I'm going to say that they're not very memorable to look at.
Right, okay.
Like they're just normal.
Okay.
You'd walk past them in the street and there's nothing that stands out about them, because it's all psychology. They understand a man's mind. There's doms that I know who are plus size, who have disabilities. They're pulling the money. And so it really has changed the way that I view what I used to think were the things that would make a man like me. I used to think, okay, like maybe if I'm slimmer, I've got bigger boobs, or, you know, XYZ, I'll be more attractive. No, men just like when you make them feel challenged and when you make them feel like they're not good enough, but in a way where you're not bringing them down necessarily, but making them feel like they need to really like earn that side of you because they love the game.
Right.
I know everyone's saying, I don't want to play games. That's fine. Men like playing games. Even the men who say they don't like playing games, they like playing games.
A little bit
they
of it.
love it.
I know.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Somebody just ran into a light pole outside my house, so if I start glitching out, that's why.
I do agree with what she's saying to an extent. It in business and in life, it is imperative to utilize all that you have. but to sexualize yourself to try to get somewhere. I mean, that's a form of prostitution. You know, you're selling your body in order to try to meet this goal, and that's typically, in most cases, is not going to put you in the position that you want to be in. You're now going to be in a position where this man is going to try to sexualize you because that's what you led with, and now you're going to be like, oh, don't. I hate it when men sexualize me. It's it really just sounds like she's spewing a lot of confusion. I get it, but it's not an effective route to go, especially if you're not fully aware of what it is that you're putting yourself into.
Go ahead, Cookie. You want to say something?
Yeah, no, I have a quick story. And this wasn't planned for me. I kind of understand what she's saying though. I work in a predominantly male industry. I'm a coach. I work in athletics, right? And we had a coaches conference. The first day I had my backpack on, I had my little puff, I had my joggers on and a coaching shirt, and I was just walking around, and I didn't really get much interaction because that's what the coaching conference is for, interaction tips. But the next day I had somewhere to go. So I actually had on some jeans. I had flip-flops. My toes were exposed. They were nice painted. And I had on a regular female shirt. I still had on my coach's badge and I still had my backpack. But I had a little bit of face stuff on. But there were so many more interactions the next day. Like I'm not a bum. I know I'm not ugly. But just the fact that my jeans were like form fitting and my shirt was form fitting and they could see the shape instead of me looking like what I did the day before. There was so much more. Hi, can I come take a look at this turf? Come to do this. Come look at that. Let's get a massage. So I mean, I kind of get it. Men are visual creatures, though, but to use it in a what's the word I'm looking for? Malicious way. That was accidental for me. From what it sounded like, she did a social experiment. I did not. But I did notice that men do pay more attention to you the better you look. Especially, so now, when I go to coaches meetings, if I want to be heard, especially if we're talking about certain issues, I make sure I keep my work clothes and don't change into my coaching clothes because you literally fucking disappear.
It's society. It's not just men. It's not just women. I mean, it's a fact. People treat thinner people better than they treat fatter people. They treat more attractive looking people than people that are attractive, challenged. So, it's just the way of the world, unfortunately. And it's like any other privilege. It's up to you if you're gonna lean into it or not. It's just like white privilege. Some people participate in it and some people just happen to be white. It really just depends on how you choose to lean into said privilege. But I think that if people weren't buying, they couldn't sell. So there's that.
Go ahead, Chanel, Inc. Shamona.
I mean, I look at it. It's like a resource. It's like I don't know. It's just valuable. It's no different from money. People get away. I mean, pretty privilege is a thing. It's even research that suggests people who are attractive get away with more things. They get there's an advantage to being attractive. That's men and women alike. Not just a woman thing. Of course, women you are the people who use it to their advantage more often because men are very visual. But this is not anything new. But again, you have people who will use it to be malicious, and you have people who will use it just in a grateful manner, I guess, just to I don't know. But yeah. Men with money is equal to a woman who's attractive.
All right.